If you want change, that basically means you must be willing to change some things. So, how do we do that? As we celebrate MLK here in the United States of America, the guy who paved the way for communities to be divided in a manner that which will pull them together so that they could actually reach a higher ground. So today what we're going to do is speak directly in about what is it that you can do for your community right now. And with that being said, this will help a lot of people who have that right a narrative, that narrative to really be an impact in their community. We look forward to learning a little bit more about who's actually out here on this page with 670,000 people here. We want to make it a place where you can come and speak about what really is going on in your community. So with that being said, what we're going to do is really tell you why is it that we one celebrate Martin Luther King Day. And the number one thing that we do that for is because it's all about having equal rights, civil rights, but there has to be a role that you can play. And so with that being said, I'm going to make it clear what is it that you can do right now that will bring your journey, your purpose here, real clarity, and give you the chance to do it. So hopefully you'll have an appreciation of what we are doing. We've been working on this for years. So what we decided to do is give a lot of you the opportunity to pitch in and help us as we bring this thing to market. And what is this? We're going to start with the children of today. And that means we have to have a service that we can give our kids so those kids can have the right opportunity, a balanced opportunity to have a great career, to know how to communicate, to know how to debunk situations and scenarios. And with that being said, we created what we call Box and Bond. And what is Box and Bond? Well, Box and Bond is a program that we've created, and the research has stemmed right at the 5 year mark. Why? Because we had to what we call create a self-development program with inside of this program using the sanctity of boxing. And boxing is just the effervescent sprinkle. There's not a lot of real, hey, here we're going to go and fight kind of boxing. This is not about learning boxing skills. It's about testing your mindset in a process of learning, but you're using boxing as the avenue, but life coaching skills and self development, learning how to cope. A lot of kids don't know how to cope. A lot of grown-ups don't know how to cope in situations. So you have to arm your kids with the ability to cope with what's going on in their lives. I have a son, I have an older son, I have daughters. These are things that were not available, and they're still not really available. So, how do you fix this? This is what we have to do as a community to make our community what people like Martin Luther King envisioned it to be. And so it starts in what are you going to offer these individuals, these kids, so that they can have a fair chance at life and they can get further along because of what they were equipped with. So let me take you inside of what boxing bond would be like for a child who has never ever been groomed in a manner where they know how to talk. I had a scenario with my child. He wouldn't respond to certain people's texts because he didn't know exactly what to say. Communication is key. Your child must know how to communicate. So that's one of the things that you're going to learn inside, that they will learn in Box and Bond. And this is designed for parents, single or married, to work with their child, teaching them how to operate and overcome certain things coping mechanisms, and your child has to learn how to cope through a process. And this program is a 12-step process, with the process being the real caveat of their learning. They will then have the confidence once they start doing it, and there'll be the program is set up in such a way that the child will benefit in so many ways. And this is what we've been looking to do, is to give our people, our kids, special shouts to you guys over here on IG and TikTok and Facebook, YouTube as well. But this is a groundbreaking time and a moment that we can now share, where we are learning something. And now you can't just throw something like this together. It's been upwards of 5 years of creating, crafting, having research done. We've partnered with individuals from the University of Miami. We have doctors, we have professors, we have leadership professionals, actual professors who created leadership programs inside of universities, taking part as far as what they donated, were able to give to the program. And this has, like, we've got education on financial literacy from 4 billionaires, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. And that'll also be in the program. There's so many different layers to this program. And if you know any of the people that you've been dealing with, whether they're someone that's close to your family or your friend or a coworker, and you know they have a child, and the ages stem from 9 to 16. And that's the demographic that the target's in. Once you're past that age, then you're probably going to focus on getting in. We have a cross training program for those who are above the age of 16, with the same principles of this, but the target demographic is kids that are from the age of 9 to 16, because they need what we call the ability to cope, conversate, and dialogue. And so hopefully, let me see. Oops, I got my phone right here, and I can look at things that are the people commenting. So this is, like I said, a lot goes into something like this, and it will be, we will be opting in to release in February 14th on Valentine's Day. So with that being said, a lot of people will get the opportunity to take part, get involved, get vested. Let me see what my guys said. You're the best coach at Master Boxing. We try to do what we can do. And, you know, when you can do that, your focus is to just bring value to the people and help them understand that it takes us all to create something that is going to be steadfast in our community. And our kids, you know, why we originally done it is because there were so many of the kids that were embedded in their iPads, face planted in the video games, can't drop the cell phone, attention span just eliminated. And if have any of you have ever been around your child or a child that just has no attention span, I mean, they're constantly like this. They're on their phone. It's a constant thing. And so this is kind of what we have to do to change that. You can't change it by wanting it to change. You got to change it with action. And so with that being said, this was a thing that continued to go on and on. In a couple of years ago, there was a time where my own child was in that situation where he was not, you know, doing the things that was necessary to evolve. And so we start implementing this, and almost instantaneously, not almost instantaneously, instantaneously, immediately, now his grades are shot up, top of the class, crushing it in these areas, knows how to communicate much better, And so if there's somebody that you know, what we'll do is ask you to tag us, tag them. And if you're willing to come on and contribute some things that you would like to, or you've experienced and that you would like to add to this, because this is sort of like we would call it in the world of business, this is an advisory board. And in an advisory board, you kind of donate ideas and things and contribute, and you'll be listed on the, dean's list of people who contributed, their little know-how or just to. So tag a person that you know that has a child between the ages of 9 and 16 and let them know about this, because I'm telling you, this is how you put rubber to the road and changing things. You just don't talk about it. Change comes with actions, change comes with a promise, and change comes with commitment and conviction. And you got to do more than talk about that life. It really does matter when you are doing stuff like this. So Box and Bond will be one of the more important reasons that children know how to communicate, they know how to manage money, they know how to operate and see themselves as a higher commodity. Higher in the category of one. They'll know how to position themselves for the future. They'll be confident. They'll know how to defend themselves, because Box and Bond means they will learn things. And what the beautiful part about this is, they don't need a coach. This is a program that the parent will be the person who shows the child these things with instructions and tutorials from yours truly. So you don't have to worry about being a boxing coach. We've taught 100 coaches who've never been in boxing at all how to develop their child for competitive boxing, and they've won golden gloves and all of that. So everything's a process. So now it's about turning the father or mother into the life development coach, the person, and they'll have a complete curriculum with how this looks, and they will take these kids through a program process that will change that child's life. The child will have the level and the skill set level to communicate. That child will have the ability to narrate spending, understand financial forecast. Have financial literacy, being in the position that they'll have all of the things that require them to be an asset to their communities. And so the parents' job is basically to say, I want a part of this. So if you're in a position right now that you can type in the comment boxes, future, because these guys are our future. And with that being said, the future is all about the commitment and what is it that you're bringing to your community. Box and Bond is absolutely life-changing and mindset altering. It's going to be extremely profitable for your child to have this going forward in their lives. And I'm telling you, if you had access to knowing how to be successful and having the right mindset and knowing how to cope with different things, whether it's bullying, knowing how to cope with things that bring you stress and anxiety, you don't have to be a person that finds these things valuable, because it's not for everybody. It's only for children and parents that want to see their children succeeding and have a level of success that they would have never dreamed of. So it's not for everybody. Some people just don't think that deep. They just want to wake up in the morning and just spontaneously do life. And that's not who this is for. The box and bond is the person who has a child that may one day be a lawyer, a doctor, the president, or a multimillionaire business mogul. But one thing that's for sure, they are going to be family based and moral based, and they will have this process. So February 14th is the release. Until from now till then, we will be taking people who are wanting to contribute some things that we may have overlooked at the program. So they'll get an opportunity to look at the program themselves and donate any ideas. And you will be on the board of saying that you contributed to the idea of something that can make this thing so great. But for all of the professors and all of the people who took part in this thing, and the nutritionists, all of these people that we cultivated together over the past 5 years to make this thing a real thing. We thank them all. And this will be, like I said, Martin Luther King said he had a dream that one day little Black girls and Black boys will be walking hand in hand. Or it's just the things that you got to do to contribute to that dream. You can't just sit back and watch someone else watch or raise your child. Your child can go to the community. Your child can go to a class. Your kid can go to private school. Your kid can go to community school. But one thing's for sure, they can't impact your child the way your child needs that impact at home. So we're giving the parents 100% autonomy to take that role, and we're going to hold your hand and walk you through this thing. And it's going to be so awesome that you will be the sole proprietor of giving your child the blueprint to winning in life. That is box and bond. I want to look in my son in the eyes and that he can talk to me like an adult way before he becomes an adult. And that happens when you start to give them something to work with, show them a process. So if that sounds like it's a good fit for your mindset and your life, make sure you type future down in the comment boxes, and we will make sure that someone DMs you and allows you to see the day that we will have a conversation and meet and talk about the release of this thing and what you can contribute to it. Because we want the people who have aspiring minds and who are leaders by nature, and all they need is a blueprint. And thanks for leaving the comments. I see there are a lot of comments coming in on Instagram as well as Facebook. I can't see them all right now, but I would say that if you're on Instagram, make sure you DM your comment because it goes away immediately once I end the stream. And if you're on Facebook, continue to drop your comments down below, and our admin and myself will look at them. And hopefully you're tagging somebody that you know that has kids, because this isn't about just you or I. This is about us changing the world by giving something that will help change the world. And that is Box and Bond. This is a self-development program, and a child just morph. This is just going to be so enlightening to watch happen. So tag that person. Let them know, girl or boy, there's a program for your child, and you'll have someone who's been in experience in this game for 4 decades to help you do this thing called raising a child the right way, because that's what we need today. We need kids who are versed, adults who are willing, and the ability to come together and do more for our community and serve higher. So hopefully you take the time and tag that person who you know has a child from the ages of 9 to 16. Tag them right now. Just take that time and do that, because when we release this on Valentine's Day, it's going to be what we call that thing that create a wave. We didn't wait this long and do all of this research and have build all these relationships with people just to not do much with it. This will be in your face on a daily basis, like Nike was when Jordan was the sole heir of that, when he was wearing it on his feet every day. This is going to be something that we knew that will leave us behind. It's a legacy piece. So thanks again for taking the time over here on IG, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you so much. And thanks for tagging the people that you know would benefit greatly from taking part in this. But we want you on the page. We want you guys to contribute as well. You know, what is it, something that you've dealt with that you wish you had the antidote for when you were young? Because I know we didn't grow up and learn how to cope with things. We had to end up, when you become an adult, you got to figure out how to get therapy, or somebody's telling you you need some help. Well, you won't need this now, because you're going to learn coping skills and how to overcome obstacles in life. That's what we're going to be doing, and that's what we're going to be teaching. So that's it, man. Hopefully this was something that gave you a valuable shot in the arm. And this is Martin Luther King's Day, and this is a way that we carry out his mission and his vision, and allow it to be our vision so we can embark on our quest in life. My name is Eric Bradley, coach, that is, and we teach boxing. But furthermore, we want to help this planet with all of our abilities be a better place for our children to live in. So thanks again for taking the time to watch. And your child is important to us. And we know that we can contribute something to you to help with that journey that you are on with them. That's all I got. Be blessed at Godspeed. Thanks again, guys. So long. Peace.